28 foot of water. And I'm standing there looking up, and I'm thinking, God, I could drown. Then I didn't come up, and the reason everybody got all panicking. The lieutenant was looking for me, and I was in the ocean.
So you got back to Illinois, and your sister and mother were there, and then from there you came back to Detroit.
I took the train back to Detroit. That was October the 30th, 1953. I should have been discharged. That's the 2nd. And I went pheasant hunting with my dad the next day.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was, but I was, as I told everybody, I was a draftee. I wasn't regular Army, and when we were stationed in California, being stationed in a permanent Army outfit, there was me and 3 master sergeants. We snuck away. They went on a refresher course. You can picture it. I've been in the Army 10 months, and I'm going for a 3-week refresher course. And this was all guys that had been there. So we snuck off into the woods. And we figured we drank beer, and we figured we'll wait till the company comes around, and we'll just join them. Well, we got caught by the 1st sergeant. So we had to march at the head of the columns. That was the camp. That was at Edwards. That was... they couldn't understand. There was an infantry training base, and they used to treat some of these guys like dogs. And us, being a regular outfit, they couldn't understand how a PMC could talk to a master sergeant. No, on a first-name basis. There was no rank didn't enter into the picture. Most of the guys. I don't think I'd know them now, because I would like, I've always said if I ever got down to Villa Platte, Louisiana, I would look him up. Because he married his wife and divorced her 6 times. She was a nurse. And
he was aware of the animal.
Oh, yes. And he was we called him the fighting Frenchman. French, yeah, he was French.
Yeah. So you came home and you went hunting with your father the next day. And you said it was very memorable. And was there any other parties or anything of that nature when you got back home, or was that commission?
No, in 2 weeks I got a letter from the Michigan State Police. We see that you are equipped for harbor patrol. And you're a boat operator, why don't you come down and discuss this with us? So I went down there to Jefferson somewhere, and they wined us and dined us and said, gee, you're just the type of person we need. You've got the training. We're paying $6,000 a year at that time to join the state police. And I came, it doesn't sound bad. I said, I went home. I said, you know what, now? Here I'm 23 years old. I'm living at home. I got the world. I don't pay rent, my meals are made, my clothes are washed. I said, maybe I should take this job. Well, it would be like I let a wildcat loose. No son of mine will ever do this sort of work. And then she got on my father. And it's funny because 20 years later, I'm going up Van Dyke, and I got one of those stops where the state police are pulling people over, checking your car. So the sergeant walks up to me and he says, hi, we're going to check your car. And I said, fine. I said, if it weren't for fact, I tell him my story about it. He comes around the front of the car, he gets in the car with me, and he starts talking. He wouldn't let me out for 25 minutes. I got to hear what I'm at a disadvantage. I'm making $60,000 a year. Look where you could be. I said I would have more gray hair than I got. And the guy comes up to check my car. Says, no, this car's okay. He said, I checked. And the brakes said the car didn't work too good. So I was really thankful of that.
So how did you readjust to civilian life?
Well, I went back and visited the place I used to work, and that was on the following week on a Saturday. And they put me to work again.
Wow.
So I just got out of the Army, went to work, and then the state of Michigan gave us that bonus. I don't remember the date, the $300 if you were in the Army overseas for so long.
Okay. And so what job was that?
This was a wholesale housewares.
Sales again?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I worked there 10 years until they went out. How did Chasney con me into this job at the city of Southfield? And I felt sorry for you. He said, I know a guy working, he needs your assistance.
So you once you stayed with him for 10 years, and then did you?
Then I went to work for a company called Midwest Paper. And I worked 20 years for them. And then they called me in one day and said, we're not satisfied that you're not doing your job. And I went into business for myself at that point. And pretty soon I looked up and I was 62. And I thought about every time I sit down with my photo album for the guys and that, I think about things that had elapsed and the people you had met, and you just wonder whatever became of them.
Sure. Did your experience in the Army, the 2 years there, how did that affect your life? And do you think you learned anything from your military experience? I know you were a draftee, but you spent 2 years. Did it affect that, good, bad?
No, really, it gave me a look at the world, which I never was in a combat outfit. I was always in a service unit, and I was never, like they say, hand-to-hand combat. I was shot at a few times, but I always figured if they hit me in the head, I was okay. Anywhere else, they could hurt me. But I don't think it really helped me in life because they have one way of doing things, whether it's right, wrong, and different. This is the way you got to do it. It's like being inducted and drafted. The man sat me there, the doctor, and said, do you like girls? I said, not particularly. He said, do you like boys? I said, no. As friends, I do. I said, what if I had said yes to both of these? He said, that would be normal. I said, no. He said, well, that's normal. I said, is there anything that I could do that would change your opinion and say, well, okay, you're not fit for military service? He said, this time, no.